Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So we'll be talking about India's all-time 11s. We'll be making India's Test all-time 11, ODI all-time 11, as well as T20 all-time 11. So
For
let's
sure.
start. Let's start with the Test 11. So
Okay.
Omkar, who will be your openers?
Okay. So first of all, the first automatic choice for this position is Sunil Gavaskar, without any doubt, a legendary
Obviously,
Indian
he has to be
batsman.
there. First man to get 10,000 runs in international cricket
Yes.
has to be there.
Yeah. So apart from him, second person who should open in Test cricket is exactly opposite of what he was. Virender Sehwag, without any doubt, the self-destruction
Even I'll
mode
go
that.
with Virendra Sehwag. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
go with like Virendra Sehwag, who actually changed the impact, changed the thinking of Indian cricket when it comes to Test cricket in general. So we'll have to go with Virendra Sehwag, around 8,000 runs in Test cricket, and his adaptability to any conditions, and his style was always the same.
always the
So
same. Yeah, that was the best thing about the batsman that he was, because of that only what Virender Sehwag achieved is what achieved. So that's the thing that make him different from each and every one of in the team, despite it being a T20 team, ODI team, or a Test team.
yeah. So
So
now let's talk about our number three and number four. I think it's quite obvious. Number
yeah,
three and
yeah,
number four has to be Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar,
yeah, without any doubt, the
without
wall
any doubt.
always with the wall always protecting, always guarding us, and with him the god himself. So nothing, no brainer in that. At number five,
Yeah.
everyone face
Number five.
modern
Now let's
master.
come to number five. Give me a second. I think it will be the place where we'll debate. At number five, we have three contenders. I've taken three contenders for number five position.
Okay,
One is Virat Kohli, India's most
sure,
successful Test captain.
sure.
Number two, we have VVS Lakshman. And number
Okay,
three, third contender is Saurav Ganguly, the guy who changed India's cricketing structure, whatever you say that.
always
So
you can say, yeah.
I'll personally go with Virat. I'll tell you why. Because he was the captain who actually changed the attitude in 2015. And I'm not only taking him as a captain, I'm taking him as a player who got most runs in England in 2018 series and 2014 series, 14-15 series, if you remember, in Australia. What he's done overseas to have 14 centuries overseas, VVS has been very good. VVS has played crucial innings, has always been helping India in tough situations. But if you want someone to command and if you want someone to be there, it's always been someone like Virat Kohli. So I'll personally go with Virat. And the reason I'm not going with Saurav and VVS is that one tag that VVS always had to face in his life was that he wasn't that consistent when it came to that. He played crucial knocks, saved us in 2001 or 2003, but he wasn't that consistent. That was the reason I picked Virat over VVS. I'll take your choice as well.
Yeah.
What do you
So
think?
at number five, not the most ideal position for Virat. What we can say, he loves to bat at 3 and 4, but we know how good he's a teamman he is, so he can bat anywhere for the team without any doubt. And with Dravid and Sachin being there, a more moderate kind of batsman and a more defensive one, Virat can take the lead anytime, anywhere. We have seen that thing with Virat Kohli. He can charge with the very first ball, even it is Test cricket also. So not the most ideal position for Virat Kohli, but given that he has proven himself in each and every position where he has been given a tough situation, so Virat Kohli at number five, he will adapt without any doubt, and I think he should be the captain also of this Test team, because without
We'll talk about the
him,
captain later. We'll talk
captaincy
about the
later.
captain
Yeah,
later.
sure.
Yeah, let's go for number six. Has to be MS Dhoni, no doubt. Reason, he's always been one of the best wicket keepers we have in the country. I know there'll be debate about Rishabh Pant being there, but problem is Rishabh has a very small sample size. And when you look at Mahendra Singh Dhoni, he has he has the most number of 50s in England. which is considered as toughest players. He wasn't that technically correct, but he knew how to manage. So it has to be Dhoni,
At
without any
number
doubt.
six, yeah, because I don't. We don't have that big kind of wicket keeper bag. Also, apart from MS Dhoni, I don't think very few player would have played that much cricket. Even if we take wicket keeper, Rishabh Pant is the one who can take his place. But after we can say 7 to 8 or 10 years, what we see how Rishabh Pant grows, how
That will be
consistent he
that
become.
will be
Yeah,
about future, and we'll get
as
to
of
know
now,
about
MS
it later.
MS Dhoni is the perfect person because we have seen uh, the captaincy also being it after in ODI cricket after making Virat the captain that he have taken the job of a wicket keeper. He has done really well, and the wicket keeping and the cricketing mind that MSD provides
He's great.
is no. It's no one comparison. Ricky Ponting had that team. That's why he was that big.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
So
So
number six,
number eight is quite obvious. Sorry, number seven is quite obvious. Kapil Dev. I think
yeah,
there's debate on that. He has to be there.
Kapil
Now let's
Dev.
talk about
Hmm.
now let's talk
No
about
problem.
the two. Let's talk about the two spinners, because I don't think there will be any debate on Kapil Dev. I think he's the best all rounder we've ever seen in Indian cricket. Then the
And
two
that to a
spinners.
fast bowling. That to a fast bowling all rounder.
Exactly.
So
Fast bowling all rounder.
luxury,
Yeah.
indeed a luxury.
Yeah. Luxury. He's not like Hardik Pandya that he'll give you
No comment. Yeah,
no
ruined
comments.
by injuries, but every other thing taken into consideration. Uh, Despite being so long, Kapil Dev getting retired, it's unfortunate to see that Indian cricket team didn't got a fast bowling all rounder till
And
now
we are
who can bat
still
and bowl.
struggling to find a fast bowling all rounder.
Yeah,
We are still
that's
struggling.
that's the thing.
Yeah. So
So
now
number eight.
let's go for the two spinners, 8 and 9. I'll take it like that. Two
Okay,
spinners and the other two fast bowlers.
sure.
Okay. So the two spinners, according to me, would be I'll go for Ravichandran Ashwin and Anil Kumble. I'll tell you why. Ravichandran Ashwin in the recent past has improved his overseas record quite well. To be very honest, he's done very well overseas nowadays. He's improved a lot, and he's still playing, and he'll definitely cross Harbhajan Singh, who was the second best spinner that we had. And if you look at both of them Sena records, both of them, I think Ashwin has done better in England. Ashwin has done better in West Indies as well. Ashwin has been better in Australia as well. The only place Harbhajan is better was New Zealand. So I think it would be good if we go with Ashwin over Harbhajan Singh. And obviously, Anil Kumble has to be there as our leg spin.
Yeah, so Ashwin provides the extra bit of batting even
Yeah,
at eight. So
even
after Kapil Dev
we provide
with
you five
three,
test hundreds. It's no
yeah.
joke.
Right.
Yeah,
So at eight, R Ashwin, automatic, cannot say automatic pick, but his batting credentials make him a far better one than Harbhajan Singh.
Harbhajan Singh.
No respectful behavior towards Harbhajan, but yeah, Ashwin being there and Anil Kumble,
Absolutely.
no brainer that he has to be there. So no one can take his place in that place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let's go to the two fast bowlers.
Sure.
I think it would be the most tough job, to be very honest, to choose the two fast bowlers. I'll give you five options. Let's take five broad options, out of which we'll have to choose two. So one is Zaheer Khan. Second one will go with Mohammad Shami, 199 wickets, and he's doing really well for the country at the moment. Ishan Sharma, I'll keep Ishan Sharma as well. I know his record initially wasn't that good, but nowadays, with 300 wickets, you cannot ignore him. The other two fast bowlers are obviously Jasprit Bumrah and Javagal Srinath.
Okay.
So my two choices, I'll take my choices and then we'll discuss whosoever's gonna fit in our 11 particularly. So I'll basically go with Zaheer Khan. Zaheer Khan has to be there. And the other person I'm going to choose is Mohammad Shami. I'll tell you why. Javagal Srinath was the revolutionary. We all know that. He was the first, we can say he was the first genuine fast bowler India had. But if you look at the records and everything, I think Mohammad Shami in 51 test matches to get these many wickets and with this consistency, and he's been doing really well in Asia as well. Not only overseas, he's doing really well in Asia as well. You have to go with Mohammad Shami. And why I'm going with Mohammad Shami over Jasprit Bumrah as well? Because if you look at Jasprit Bumrah's current record in Test cricket, he's not been that good. He's been struggling. We saw the World Test Championship final as well. He wasn't bowling that well. And secondly, he has just played one match in Asia. Just one match in India. That too, I guess he was wicketless or got one wicket only. So somehow you cannot put him in that frame, in that 11, the legendary 11. So that's why I think I'll go with someone like Mohammad Shami and Zair Khan. Now, what's your view on that?
Okay, so talking about Zair Khan is a no-brainer because the left arm
Yeah,
seam.
he's a no-brainer.
Left arm seam. India got only one, I think, in all the generation, and that too a priceless one, a gem for the previous team that won the World Cup and that dominated a bit in England too in 2007 and other stuff.
Exactly, they won. They won. Did not dominate, they won.
Yeah. So, and after that, Javagal Srinath, as you always said, premium fast bowler. Jasprit Bumrah, I also agree with you. Jasprit Bumrah don't have the sample space. We can say even the sample space is very small. If we take Jasprit Bumrah, 51 matches are okay. You know, if you have played 51 matches, what we see about Mohammad Shami, you know that you are capable. You can do that. You have been doing that. You have that zeal that you can pick wickets at will. He can pick wickets at will. We have seen, I don't think any other fast bowler in any in the last 10 to 12 years who have taken wickets in subcontinent that easily, apart from him and Dale Steyn. Dale Steyn at his prime was ruthless.
Dale Steyn was the best fast bowler, I think, in this generation when it comes to Test cricket. No one was even near.
Yeah, so with that sort of skill set and the a proper seam bowler and a hit the attack bowler too. So, and Zair Khan being the swing one, and Kapil Dev is a workhorse. So we have seen Kapil Dev bowling overs and overs, and that too with he can open the bowling, he can do the first change, he can be the second change, whatever you do with Kapil Dev, he can do that. So that we have seen. So Mohammad Shami should be the the second pacer with Zair Khan because of the skill set that he's provide and the fear that and the fear that he instills in batsman mind with his bouncer. He's not very tall, so but still that arm works so well that
even Sunil Gavaskar considers his bouncers with he compares it with Malcolm Marshall. So I think there will be
something with Malcolm Shami. Yeah.
So he's very good. Now let's just have a look at our 11. I'll read it along. I'll tell you the 11, and then we'll move on to the ODI and T20Is.
Sure.
So our 11 is Virendra Sehwag and Sunil Gavaskar, Rahul Dravid and Sachin Tendulkar. Number 5 is Virat Kohli. Number 6, MS Dhoni. Number 7, Kapil Dev. Number 8, Anil Kumble. Number 9, Ravichandran Ashwin. 10 and 11, Mohammad Shami and Zair Khan. Now let's talk about the captain.
Captaincy, I don't think we cannot not saying that Virat Kohli hasn't built the culture around the test team, but we have seen the quality of test cricket dipping around the world apart from India. India has gone to new heights and test cricket is dipping in other countries. We have seen chases like 300, 350. That is not test cricket in one day. That's excitement, but it's not what test cricket is all about. We have seen that, and that too because of T20 culture. And I'm not taking any credit from Virat Kohli. No one can take any credit from Virat Kohli, but with the team that he has made, the records that favors him, and the recently World Test Championship, if the condition would have been ideal, a proper 5-day match, I would have said India
would have won that. Even I agree with you because
India would have won that. Rain-affected match, rain-affected match, and we can say that
it was a 5-day match, even in England. I'm telling you, if it was a 5-day match, even in England, I think India would have won that. The reason India lost was India were in too much hurry to get a result. they were going for a result. If you look at the third day, they were actually going for the result. The way Virat and Pujara started, it looked like to me, to be very honest with the body language, they wanted a result. And that's where I think it would have worked if they would have gone with the conventional attitude, which Sachin Tendulkar tweeted actually, that they should play out the first session. But I think they were looking for singles and doubles and trying to get the runs. If you look at the start of the play that day, they were actually going for the runs. And that's where Jamieson got one nick of Virat. And then the same over, I think Chiteshwar was also gone. So let's leave that aside. I'll go, to be very honest, I'll go with Virat Kohli or I'll go with Rahul Dravid. I'll tell you why. Because Rahul Dravid is someone who's won series in England. If Virat wins it here this time, Virat is definitely going to be my captain for India's all-time Test 11. But I consider England as the toughest test. And if you remember, India lost that series under Virat 4-1. But India were very close every time to win that test match. The difference between India and England was Sam Curran.
Just one all-rounder making a debut, and that very impactful.
And secondly, the other reason was we were just playing with one batsman. The entire series, if you look at that, we just had one batsman who was getting scores consistently. Every other batsman was struggling except 2 innings from KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant. Those 200s. Our batsmen were struggling. So we'll have a take. I'll go with Virat Kohli as captain. Vice captain would be Rahul Dravid. My opinion.
Yeah. So with that being said, Virat Kohli the captain, vice captain Rahul Dravid. Many people don't know how hard times he has taken the team forward with the backlash and everything. He kept quiet. He did all his job.
The greatest servant of Indian cricket. Ever. Because if you see, he was asked to keep, he kept. He was asked to bat low down the order, he batted. He was asked to open in a test match, he opened. Now he's coaching the team, from NCA to India team to coach in Sri Lanka. I think Rahul Dravid is the greatest servant, period. Now let's talk about the ODI 11, if you are fine with it.
Yeah, captain is Virat Kohli and vice captain Rahul Dravid.
Let's talk about the ODI 11. Sure. So the opener has to be Sachin Tendulkar and Virender Sehwag. I think the question was that whether we should go with Sourav Ganguly or Virender Sehwag or Rohit Sharma as openers. We had 3 openers options. But I think Sehwag actually changed the way we look at ODI cricket as well, with Test cricket as well for India. So I think we have to go with someone like Virender Sehwag because we've seen Sri Lanka had Sanath Jasuria, Australia had Matthew Hayden, but it was Virender Sehwag when India actually had someone like that, a player like that. So we have to go with, I think we have to go with Virender Sehwag over any other player. I know Rohit Sharma has a very good record as well. 9,000 runs, very good record. 3 ODI double hundreds. But still, I think you need someone like Sehwag in that position, to be very honest. What do you think about that?
Tough choice. Some people will say it's depending upon how a person perceives those players. So being totally unbiased, we have seen Rohit Sharma grown as a great cricketer in all over time from 2013 to 2021. And with past next 2-3 years, he will be surpassing some other records too. But the kind of player Virender Sehwag was, without any doubt, always in that destruction mode. With Sachin Tendulkar being the other end, so we have to take care of that also. So Virender Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar, the most ideal partnership that India got.
That we can have. Yeah. And that too against that destructive bowling of the early 1990s. He was very good. So I have to go with Virender Sehwag. Number 3. Number 3, I don't have any doubts, to be very honest. You have to go with a player who has scored 12,000 runs and has scored most number of runs in winning cause for India when it comes to ODI cricket. He has most hundreds. So you have to go with Virat Kohli. Number 4.
Virat Kohli is okay. Without any doubt, Virat Kohli. Perfect choice for 3 because we don't have. Otherwise, it would have been Sachin Tendulkar at 3 and someone else has open, but Virat Kohli at 3. May your best batsman play the most ball. So Sachin opening and Virat at 3 is the most ideal thing in ODI. It's not Test
Yeah.
cricket because you don't have a ball limit here. So yeah,
So our
Virat Kohli
number
at
four
3.
options. Let's talk about number four. I think it will not be actually fair on Dada to bat at four. But once I remember an interview of Dada saying that for Virat, I'll bat at four. If someone like Saurav Ganguly can say that after scoring 11,000 runs for the country and being such a good captain, I think we'll go with Saurav Ganguly at four because we all know the impact that Virat Kohli has created in ODI cricket. So just because of that, Saurav Ganguly has to bat at four. Do you agree with me on that?
So Dada is a versatile player without any doubt. He can open, he can bat at 3, 4, even at 5 he can bat. No doubt what Dada was all about. And 4 should be the most ideal position for him without any doubt. Because we have we talked about the test team also and Virat Kohli playing at 5 for the test team. So Dada can also adapt because he was a person with indefinite struggles. He has
Who could do
taken
anything
that.
for the team?
He can
Dada was
take
someone who
anything.
take a bullet as well for his
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
So
So
now
at number
let's
4,
let's
Dada.
now move on to for 5 and 6. I think it's quite obvious. Number 6 has to be the captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He'll also be our captain. And number 5, we had two options, basically Suresh Raina and Yuvraj Singh at that position. I had to look at a lot of stats before that, and I think you'll also agree that Yuvraj Singh has to be your one of the best ODI players ever because he could win you match with his bowling, with his batting, and at that position, I think Yuvraj Singh was the most deadliest player that we had. So I think you'll also go with someone like Yuvraj.
Yeah. So what people says is all about a very different stuff. We have seen MS Dhoni and Yuvraj Singh partnership at the in between wickets that have been very good. Without any doubt, they have been one of the. If we talk about Suresh Raina and MS Dhoni, the same goes for MS Dhoni and Yuvraj Singh on the pitch because we have seen them winning matches India at any cost. And it's not just about one player or one position, it's about how synchronized with the team. Our legendary team is built in pairs. Not a single player can make a legendary team. Sunil
Exactly.
Gavaskar was an exception. He played all different in 1970s, but still, that was the thing that we can have Sunil Gavaskar. At 5, we Yuvraj Singh batting, bowling, fielding, everything,
Everything.
everything
Combo.
combo. And number
Exactly.
6, no brainer.
MS Dhoni.
MS Dhoni, the perfect finisher,
Best keeper.
best
Best
keeper, and
keeper,
the
best captain ODI cricket ever seen in Indian cricket. So it has to be Dhoni.
MS
Number
Dhoni.
7, I'll go with Ravindra Jadeja. I would like to hear your choices. The reason I'm going with Jadeja is if you look at his ODI record as a bowler, it's fantastic. He's played the most crucial innings, I think. If you remember Champions Trophy final 2013, there were two innings, one of Virat Kohli and one of Ravindra Jadeja, that actually made sure that India at least got 120. Otherwise, India would have gotten out on 89 because we were 89 for 7 or something. It was just Virat and Jadeja batting. They got us to a decent score, 43 and 39 maybe. He was batting on 39 Jadeja. And if you look at the 2019 World Cup, we were 2019 World Cup. If you look at that, we were actually in the game just because of Ravindra Jadeja was batting there. So he's created that kind of an impact. So I think I'll go with Jadeja with the ball and with the bat as well. What do you think about on that? And what he provides
Ravindra
with the
Jadeja.
team?
Ravindra Jadeja at number 7. We can say the other option we have was Kapil Dev. We can say 7 or 8 Kapil Dev. He can play at 7 or
I
8.
think we'll go
It's
with Kapil at 8 now. Kapil Dev at
Yeah,
8 because
so Kapil Dev at
Jadeja's batting
T20,
average
a
would be
ODI
better.
batsman and a ODI proper bowler, Kapil Dev at 8 would have been more fine. Ravindra Jadeja at 7, very early choice we can say, but he has proved his mettle in every field, be, be it batting, important, crucial knocks, bowling his, the arm ones are unplayable sometimes. You cannot just take that and the fielding. You make him field
Best
at
fielder
any place
ever.
and you will win. You will win with fielding only, with Ravindra Jadeja standing there. He makes
Absolutely.
such a difference.
I think he is the best fielder ever in Indian cricket's history.
Not even in Indian cricket. There was no one like Ravindra Jadeja even in world cricket. Even Jonty Rhodes cannot come near Ravindra Jadeja. No disrespect to Jonty Rhodes, but Jonty Rhodes was great fielder
When
and
it comes to throw, I think he has the strongest arm. He has the strongest arm
arm of
for sure.
metal. He has that arm of metal. Pew.
Yeah. Then eight is Kapil Dev. We had a talk about that. That
Hmm.
someone like with his record, he averages 23. That was the only reason Jadeja is playing at 7 and Kapil Dev is batting at 8.
Eight.
That's the difference. But I think if you look at that generation, 23 was quite good enough. And with
Without
his,
any
his
doubt.
explosiveness, he can bat at 7 or 8 anywhere. So we'll have Kapil Dev and Ravindra Jadeja as per the situation, the right-left combo, because we have someone like Dhoni and
Yuvraj Singh.
Yuvraj as well. So we can have them as according to the situation.
Yeah,
Now
without
let's
any doubt.
go on to our bowlers. I think the two fast bowlers and one spinner. We are left with them. Who will be your two fast bowler and the spinner? What do you think?
Okay, the fast bowler coming Zair Khan, a must pick in ODI cricket also because of his exceptional
I
World Cup or even at not non-World Cup performance also we can say from 2011 or before that he has done for India. The second one, without any doubt, the modern master in bowling, Jasprit Bumrah
has to
is
be just
unplayable in ODI cricket, limited over cricket, but just one out in
exactly.
10 to 12 matches, and people start saying that Jasprit Bumrah this, Jasprit Bumrah that. But in ODI cricket, there is no comparison between Jasprit Bumrah and anyone right now.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
hmm,
And I have a point for Zach as well. You said if you look at people say Dhoni won us the World Cup. People say Gautam Gambhir won us the World Cup. Yuvraj Singh was the man of the tournament. He won us the World Cup. But for me, the true reason why we won the 2011 World Cup has to be Zaid Khan. Because to be the highest wicket taker of a World Cup, that too in Asian conditions, the World Cup was in India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. To do that well, and he was, you can say he was one man army to bowl. I think there were 4 maidens or 5 maidens in the final itself.
final only. He bowled in the
Yeah.
first spell
So
also very bad, very
someone
good.
with that impact, you cannot ignore him. He has to be your premier fast bowler. I think in almost all the formats for India, he was such a great blessing for India. And then obviously Jasprit Bumrah, the modern master. It was between I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah. But because Jasprit Bumrah's record, and if you look at his pace, his bouncer, his slow one, his variations, his Yorkers, and everything, and his record in general in ODI cricket, he has to be above Bhuvneshwar Kumar. So I think that's where he won it. Now let's talk
Mm,
about our final spinner, and then we'll talk about captain and move on to the T20I side.
okay,
Now, who will
so
be your spinner in the side? I'll go with Anil Kumble. Reason, I think he was the smartest, or you can say the wittiest spinner ever. Even I remember Brian Lara saying that if you want to play Anil Kumble, you have to think that he's a medium pacer. He's not a spinner. You have to play him like that. Only then you can play him. If you think he's a spinner, he's going to get you. So I think it has to be Anil Kumble. I know
Anil
his
Kumble.
not as good as his test record, but I still feel he's the best leg spinner or the best spinner India has seen till now.
So Anil Kumble, because apart from him, the options are Harbhajan Singh or R. Ashwin, and we have seen them dipping in the later part of the ODI
Yes,
careers.
exactly. And if you remember, after 2017 Champions Trophy final, Ravi Chandran Ashwin was removed because he wasn't getting wickets. He was not giving runs. The reason he was dropped was he was not getting the wicket. The reason Kulcha were introduced was just that India was not able to choke the team in the middle overs. That
middle
was the
overs.
base in Virat Kohli and team management opted for Kulcha.
Yes, yes.
So have someone, if you have a leg break in your side, if you look at our R11, our all-time 11, Anil Kumble can provide that. He had a very quick googly, had flippers, had some different kind of deliveries that were actually not leg breaks. So I think Anil Kumble,
Anil
Ravindra
Kumble.
Jadeja, And with that bowling, Zaheer Khan, Jasprit Bumrah, and Kapil Dev,
Kapil
and
Dev.
Yuvraj Singh as well. You cannot forget Yuvraj Singh.
Yuvraj
He
Singh.
can give
And
you
even
overs.
in the prime, we have seen Saurav Ganguly bowling medium pace, and
Exactly. Virendra Sehwag can give you a few overs as well.
even Sachin Tendulkar can give you over. So if
Sachin
your
Tendulkar
bowlers
can
are
give you a match. He can bowl the final over for you. So I think this is a very, very, very strong 11. And I think captain and vice captain is quite obvious, to be very honest. It has to be Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Saurav Ganguly.
yeah, without
Has
any
to be,
doubt.
period.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the T20 11. So the openers, I think the options are Rohit, uh, Gautam Gambhir, Virendra Sehwag, and KL Rahul. These are the four options, and we'll have to choose from the two. Have to be from. I think one is quite obvious. That is Rohit Sharma, the second highest run scorer in T20 cricket's history. If you look at international cricket, I think Rohit Sharma has to be there. 4 T20 100 is no joke. The other player that I think in T20 11 should be is Gautam Gambhir. And why I'm saying is it's because of his impact. He won us the World Cup, 2007 World Cup. He was top scorer in the final, was consistent throughout the tournament. And I think he's played good knocks in T20I cricket. I know KL has 100 as well, and someone like Virendra Sehwag, we can talk about his impact, but he was not that impactful for India in T20 cricket. He was good in IPL, but was not that impactful. So I think we should go with Gautam Gambhir. What's your opinion on that?
Okay, so Rohit Sharma is without any doubt one of the best. Absolutely carnage in T20 when gets going. Maybe the day is coming soon when we will see a 200 from Rohit Sharma in T20 cricket, because he's the only one
He
who can do
can.
that. He can
He's the one who can. Absolutely.
in
And
Indian
if
cricket
you look at
for sure.
35 ball 100 is no joke. 35 ball 100. Absolutely
So
carnage. So
yeah,
Rohit will be there. Who's your other opener?
yeah. So with KL Rahul and Virupa being there and Gautam Gambhir being there, people will say it's a very underdog kind of situation, but Gautam Gambhir is the perfect person to open because of its ability to play important innings in the most important match and take the team out of trouble. We have seen, no doubt, Virendra Sehwag, the great legendary anytime batsman, but we have seen Sehwag struggling in the most important matches for India. He has
So
that thing in, and KL Rahul, we can say, but KL Rahul, and we will take KL Rahul and
we can have KL
Gautam Gambhir.
somewhere else in the 11 as well.
Yeah,
We can
we
wait for
can
that. Yeah.
if we take KL Rahul and Gautam Gambhir on the same page, and with taking the non-striker with your the other opener, it's Rohit Sharma. I think Gautam Gambhir is the perfect choice to open with
Okay.
him
Now let's talk
because
about number
of the
three.
left-right combination.
Now let's talk about the number three. Has to be Virat, highest run scorers
Yeah.
in T20 international, two ICC man of the tournaments in two World Cups. Has to be Virat. Number four, I am going with KL Rahul. The reason
Okay,
I'm
so
going with KL is he's got 200s in international T20 cricket, and one has come at number three, and the other has come at number four. If you remember that USA match that they played against Indians in USA,
Florida
so,
one, Florida
yeah,
against
Florida one, yeah,
uh,
which India lost by 1 run. I think. I guess we were
yeah.
not able to make 1 run. Bravo got the wicket of MS Dhoni. So I think KL Rahul can be the apt choice for number four, and he'll also be my number four in the upcoming World Cup. I'll be honest with you, T20 World Cup, because I want Virat and Rohit to open together. Surya at three
So,
and Rahul at four. It will be a deadly combination because if there is a collapse, there is someone like KL who can save us. So that's my thinking on that. So my number four would be KL Rahul. Number five and six, it was number five was between, I think it will be between Yuvraj Singh and Suresh. We know Yuvraj Singh has great impact on India's one day cricket. He was the first person to hit six sixes in the T20 World Cup. I agree on that, but I'll pick someone who's been more consistent, who was not responsible for the loss in the finals. If you remember, 2014. I think Virat had single-handedly won that World Cup for India, single-handedly. But those 19 to 20 deliveries that Yuvraj Singh faced, I'm not criticizing him on that or not. Matlab, I'm not taking on his legacy, to be very honest, for that one inning. But if you look at the later stages of his career, he wasn't that good in T20 guys. If you look at IPL for his sample size, his impact might have been way better if the cancer would have not struck him. So I think for that matter, we have to go with Suresh Raina, Mr. IPL, for his performances, for his crucial knocks, which people don't consider that much. But if you are going to play only 10 to 20 balls and you get team 30, 40 runs, that's way more than what you are being asked. So I think you have to go with Suresh Raina.
So yeah, so we talked about three. Virat Kohli, no brainer in that two T20 World Cup man of the tournament. So number four, KL Rahul, a perfect choice with the stability that he provides and the power hitting too. He's he's in one not he can he's person with not just one gear. He's a person with one, two, three, four, five, all five gears in his batting caliber. And number six, apologies, number five, Suresh Raina, without any doubt. With you being saying, I was also thinking about Suresh Raina being there. Raina have done a great job for Team India, T20 100 also, and impactful. And we have to take at number six also, Bua. So number six is automatic choice, I think, MS Dhoni, and the camarade and the things between him and MS Dhoni, they are
Yeah,
the so they
six
can
has
take
to be
any,
Dhoni.
yeah, they can take any matches out of the equation of opposition. So
I
number
know
six
people
MS
might
Dhoni.
say that he has just 150 after playing 13 years of T20 cricket, but I think it's not fair to judge someone who's batting at six in T20I cricket. He's been great servant of Indian cricket, and he deserves to be the captain as well for this T20 team. So I think it's a no-brainer. MS Dhoni has to be at six. Now let's talk about number seven. I think now this is going to be interesting part of the debate. Number seven, you have to pick an all-rounder, and you cannot pick Kapil Dev because he's not never played a T20I game. So number seven, your options are Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya. Are you going to go with a seam bowling all-rounder or a spin bowling all-rounder? What's your
So
choice of?
so with taking both of them in consideration, Jadeja and Hardik Pandya, and both are good hitters of the ball, very good fielders. A notch up. Jadeja is a notch up. We, if we can say, good bowlers with their respective thing. I will personally go with. I'm a big fan of Ravindra Jadeja, but I will still go with Hardik Pandya. Cause the reason of Jadeja's performance for Indian cricket team in T20 cricket, not the Ravindra Jadeja IPL one or the ODI one. T20 cricket, if statistics is something, we have to also take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Uh, so
If
ra-
if I
uh,
if I if I look
say,
at my number seven, it will also be Hardik Pandya. The reason is I need a fast bowling all rounder in ODI in a T20I side, and you need someone who can hit the ball. I think Jadeja's strike rate is 112 in T20I crickets, whereas Hardik's strike rate is 147, which is quite good. And with the current, if you look at the way Hardik has been playing for the past 2 years, when it comes to the later half, he's becoming a proper finisher like MS Dhoni, his mentor. So I think Hardik can be the person who can bat at seven. Now let's talk about eight and nine, who are going to be your two spinners and the two fast bowlers. So my 11, the two spinners are going to be Yuzvendra Chahal, the highest wicket taker for India when it comes to T20 cricket. I think he's been one of the best. Yes, he had performed, but now if you look at the Sri Lanka series, I think he's back, and he's back with a bang. So we can never ignore someone like Yuzvendra Chahal in T20I cricket. And the other player that I think we should go with is Ravichandran Ashwin. I know he's not in the scheme of things at the moment, but if you look at the record, and if you look at the IPL, the way he's bowling at the moment, you have to go with Ravichandran.
So yeah, without any doubt, R Ashwin at number 8. R Ashwin with his bat flow can also be at number 8. Second spinner being Yuzvendra Chahal, we can place him a bit down also at number 11 because he's not a hitter of the ball. So coming to the pacers, that the two pacers that we have to include in this, at number 8 R Ashwin, at number 9 one is Jasprit Bumrah for sure. So he can bat at 10 or 11, Yuzvendra Chahal, and 10. And at number 9, a pacer who have done really good for India in T20 cricket. With we have to say, I think we have seen Ashish Nehra doing really well for team, and the other person doing really well is Bhuvneshwar Kumar. Bhuvi has done extremely good for the T20 side of this country. Had in the past few years, injuries have not been there. He had been,
Yeah, injuries have been concerned, but I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah have to be in that 11.
yeah.
I think they've
So,
impressed. Even
with
if you
that,
look at the Sri Lanka series, I think we know Bhuvneshwar struggled in the first match, but second games he was in the wickets. Even with that pace, he's not that Bhuvneshwar Kumar which we could see 2 years before, who was bowling around 140 as well. He started as 125, 130 bowler, became a 140, 141 bowler. Now he's lost some pace as well post injuries, but I think he's a very cunning cricketer, and he knows where to bowl, and his variations and everything is getting wickets. So I think Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah will be our. Now let's choose the captain and the vice captain for this team, and then we can sign off. So I think the captain has to be Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and my captain is little different. My captain would be someone who's never captained India, but I think he was the best captain in T20 cricket. I'll rate him even more than MS Dhoni when it comes to T20 cricket. He was Gautam Gambhir, and I think he'll be the vice captain. The reason to win uh, 2 titles with that team, he didn't had superstars. He never had superstars, to be very honest. He's won those titles with Manish Pandey, Yusuf Pathans, and all the mediocre players. No disrespect to them, but they weren't as good as if you look at other teams. He won it with Rajat Bhatia, Manoj Tiwari, players who were good domestic cricketers. So I think there was something in his captaincy. He even believed in Surya Kumar Yadav and made him the vice captain and gave KKR a game plan. Although KKR didn't move forward with that and gave it to Mumbai, which has actually benefited Mumbai Indians. But I think he was a visionary, so he has to be the vice captain with India's most successful T20I captain, MS Dhoni.
Yeah, without any doubt, Gautam Gambhir. So we may say, some people will say this, what we have seen between MS Gautam and other people, Virat, and the chemistry problem. The weekend people have been always speculating.
Maybe if you look at the chemistry problem, you might go with Virat Kohli. And if you look at Kohli's record, his T20 record is very good. I know he hasn't won any IPL, but to win 11 series on a trot, no captain has done that. He can be the vice captain because he has a very good camaraderie with MS Dhoni. And even I would want him to be. But the reason I'm going with someone like Gautam Gambhir is his wittiness. He can be very helpful to the captain. I'm not considering their chemistry or all. We all know that the history. I still remember that match, Jharkhand and Delhi won, where he refused to shake hand with MS. That was actually quite rude, and we all know the camaraderie what goes. I think we should ignore that while picking this side, to be very honest. And what's best for the side, we'll be picking that. So I think we're done with it. Thank you, Omkar. Thank you so much for your time. Absolutely enjoyed it. And I would ask you to ask people to subscribe to our channel. And hopefully I get more for some more topics and hot topics to discuss on cricket. So
would like to come again and again.
Yeah.
would
So
like to
thank
come
you.
again and again. So it is a great time with you each and every time, talking about cricket or other stuffs, and with making a team for of India all-time 11. It could have been a hard if people of, but we know, we have seen, and we are not that big of age, but we have seen cricket and followed each and every one. So
We
that's the
are
thing.
basically, to be very honest with the viewers, whosoever is going to watch it, we are two crazy cricket fans, or I'll get you more people who are even more crazier like us, who want to learn about the game, who are passionate about the game, who try and analyze the game. We have a group as well of few friends who absolutely love to talk about cricket, talk of rubbish about cricket as well. So I think you'll enjoy it. And I hope you like this video. Do subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.